What's going on, people? Um, my dad hates when I say so I'm gonna try not to say I already said it 3 times. So I just want to make this quick video because yesterday, well, one, I haven't made these in a while. Two, I just got a microphone stand so I could like have this on a stand while I use both my hands. But three, I was playing around with AUM and I stumbled on this and I was just like, wow, I want to share it. So in order to replicate this, you're gonna need AUM. You're gonna need I just said You're gonna need Atom, but it'll work with anything. But Atom has a unique feature, and your favorite plugins. I just said it again. Let's go with doesn't count. We're gonna use I don't know. Let's see what's out there randomly. Really, that's the one. That's not even a thing. Here's random flick. That's not one. Flip, 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 flip. That's what happens when you get every freaking plugin. You end up doing things like this, stumbling around looking for what to use. How about we do an alpha and an omega, the beginning and the end. Now, these are cool. I like Blease, if that's how you pronounce it. All right, so this is what I want to show you. So with your setup here, you have, this is going to be your MIDI roll, your DAW, if you may, and these are your synths. So if we just play around with this one. So in AUM, you have a little keyboard icon at the, I can't find my pen at the moment, so I apologize. But if you look where the playhead is, right underneath there, I'm lining it up, you can see there's a keyboard. If you push it, keyboard pops up on the bottom. You want to disappear, you can see a hide button, boom, brings it up. And if you go to the other instrument, and if you hit the keyboard, it will disconnect from the other one. You see it's unhighlighted. So this is what so you probably knew that already, or if you're new to AUM, that seems like it makes sense. If you look on the right side at the top, there's a hamburger menu and there's a little S thingy. That's where you connect things up. So you can see that the keyboard is going into Blease. If you kind of like bingo, so keyboard A and the things that it goes into it on the side, so it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So A5 or 1-5 gives you this cross section. It means it's connected. So if I wanted the first one connected, boom. And we just come back out. And just to show, you can see some activity here. You can minimize these things. All right, so you can see these two. So you can see right now alpha is doing its thing, and if I were to connect it this way, now omega's doing this thing. Now you could, if you wanted to, connect both of them at the same time. And then you got two synths playing at the same time. All right, so maybe that's all, like, you knew that. Now, what I found out the other day, and I think this came with the update, but yeah. So if you go into Atom, so we're going to go in here, disconnect these two. We're going to take the keyboard, so 1, 2, 3, and we're going to connect it into Atom. And then we're going to connect Atom into alpha and omega. Now, when we hit the keyboard, so hit the keyboard, you can see, so if you look over here, you can see some signal, and then you can see some lights going off. So both are being played. And, you know, you could just, we're going to make a 4-bar. So here's a 4-bar pattern. Hit record, hit play. you can see both of them are playing, which, you know, if that's what you want to do it. But here's what I found the other day, which was really cool. So to get rid of these, you could double tap it and then hit delete. So you could come in, right? And if you go to alpha, you go to this little funnel shape thing, you'll see channel filter. Hit none, hit one. Otherwise, you would have to undo all of them. So just hit none. It works faster, in my opinion. And then on alpha, we're going to set this one to none and two. So now, if we hit a note, it's only playing there because right now it's like, what's the word? It's preset, automatically set to channel 1 on MIDI 1. And to show that, hit the little gear on the piano and it shows MIDI send channel 1, velocity, etc., etc. If you change it to 2, you can see that the omega is now playing, which is cool, right? Now, there's a setting within Atom where it's on the side and you go to set configure or set style. And it has all these things. Default is default, blah, blah, blah. We want MIDI channel colors. All right, so that's set up. And then, and this is cool. I thought it was cool. That's why I want to share it. So we're going to turn these down. Right now, we're on the default settings of both. But let me just play some sounds for you in case you were wondering what they sound like. All right, so here's alpha. And let's go with the keys all. All right, we'll work with that one. All right, and for omega, let's go. So omega is like a what do you call it? FM synthesis. As you can see there, FM, and omega is what it going? I don't even know what omega is, or alpha. But so we're gonna go in here. Let's hit random. All right, I need something I can work with. So we're gonna stick with keys. Go to all. All right, let's go with that one. Turn that down a little bit. Now, what's cool is, right now we have our main keyboard. We're going to put that on 1. And we're going to bang out some chords real quick. Put on a metronome. And we're going to do 4 bars. It's a little too fast for my likeness. Slow that down. Do on 90. Here, let's see. All right. All right, so we have channel 1 that's going out to alpha. Now, if we set, so right now I didn't change anything. All I'm doing is setting the AUM keyboard. I'm going to put that on channel 2. And channel 2 is the alpha or omega, the second one. So I'm going to hit record again, or at least in this setup, when you hit play, Atom, the MIDI roll, as long as this is on record, it's going to record. It's different from the AUM record. All right, so now you can see that it came in a different color. So blue is the first one, green is the second one, and I believe there's a color for everything. There's nothing on 3 at this moment, but if I play it, so that would be channel 3, and if I set it to 4, so every different MIDI channel has a different color, which I thought was cool because then when it comes to editing, you could just come in there and, well, they do have a feature where you can like do the ghost thing, but I found this is faster. Now, if you want to edit it, you might have to like go in there and click on it, but it's not the end of the world type thing. And this is just a quick and dirty way to do this. So I just wanted to share that with you. And here we're going to hit undo. Hit undo, hit undo, hit undo, hit undo. It's going to go per note. All right. Undo, 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 undo. All right. So what I would do with this, probably I'll just copy and then add the thing. But let's say I wanted to do something special with this. I would take this, I would take the pattern, I would duplicate it. Now I have 2 copies of it. I would come in here and delete everything that I didn't need. So I'll go with the blue ones because they're a little easier. All right, so now copy pattern 1 is mix, pattern 2 is this, and if I wanted the other one separated. And just because I'm going to take these 2 and I'm going to run them out to another bus like this, just so I can add some effect on both of them at the same time. And that, we'll use another blease effect, so let me blease it up. How about, we'll do filter. Filter's fun. Has that little auto filter thing. Make sure that your all right. So that kind of effect. And then this is with them both on. Turn it up. Turn it down. And then for the spirit of, we're just going to throw a drum loop on there. Samples, drum loops. Let's go with new filth. All right. Something like that. And then let me take that metron off. And then let's get into it. Actually, let me add one more drum. Just one more before we get into it. Alright. Drum loops. And back to filth. Breaks. Yeah. And then we'll just start everything from the beginning. Put this down here, slide that up. And why don't we just add tape on here? In fact, we're doing too much. But this is what you do. It's like a workflow that I use when I'm using AUM. I don't even know what it stands for. I'm not even sure if it's an acronym or if that's the name. I'm going to have to research that. All right, so these are going to come in here, and we're just going to add a tape, fly tape. Actually, check this out. I'm going advanced on you because I can. All right, so anytime you see a plugin with these 3 hamburgers, there's some exceptions, but in general, when you see hamburgers, the 3 lines, it means it could accept MIDI data. and inside of here, so different effects. And the cool thing about AUM is things are exposed, they call it. So if you click the, not the snake, not the piano, but the mixer looking thing, it shows you all the things that are exposed. And the good apps, they name it. Some apps, they don't name it. So you got to like figure it out. So I want stutter. So when I see stutter, stutter's down here. And you can set it by channel. You could set it by note. You could set it by PC. But we're going to do note. And we're going to choose C1. So that's all the way at the bottom. So anytime C1 goes, the stutter is going to go. And we're going to use Atom. Actually, we're going to come back in here again. Go over here. Come over here. Where you at? Stutter, stutter, stutter. All right. So we're going to go on channel. We're going to do channel 7. And we're going to have it on note and C1. So anytime that happens. So then inside of the hamburger at the top, MIDI, no MIDI source. We're going to use Atom. And we don't have to filter anything because only we set it to accept only channel 7 and that note. So we come over to Atom and we go to our keyboard. We set it to 7 and then we're going to go down to C. So somewhere around there. We could slide this all the way down here because we want. All right, so let me play this in real time real quick. All right, so you see I'm holding it. And it's, here, let me see if I can pull that up. See it doing it. So alright, so we're just gonna add. Now it's gonna be a little hectic because this pattern only has 4. But we're gonna put it on the 4th one, so it'll sound something like this. So we're playing. Now that drum is weird sounding to me. You know why? You see this says 17. So usually this, all right, let's see if I could explain it quick and easy. All right, our time signature is 4/4. So everything lines up perfectly in 4/4. 16. There's 4 beats, and then you got your 8ths, you got your 16s. But this drum loop is 17. So it's going to throw shit off by some weird mathematical thing. Now, if you're good at math, you could probably figure out different numbers that would work. I'm not. So just put that on 16 and it's going to sound much better. Yeah, I'm trying to teach him as I reach him, breach him. Speechless. Hit them with the freestyle flow, son. Listen, when I'm on this microphone, you just gon' run. Where you wanna go when the information comes. In your head, you be dead, but this knowledge like bread. If you teach a man to fish, he'll make many dishes. If you teach a man not to, he won't be rich quick. Now I gotta dip, cause my breakfast was a plate of fish. I'm out. But yeah, so if you like these kind of videos, please, I mean, I know people like them, but I don't know that you like them. So please tell me you like them, and I'll make more, or I'll figure out time or something. I don't know. Because this space is pretty hard, man. There's a billion people making videos like this. And I'm just figuring you don't want to watch me make videos. My weird way of doing it. But that's how I do it. And yeah, with this setup inside of AUM, because Cubase just updated. I like Cubase. It's like probably the best DAW. But it'd be quirky, man. I be doing shit and it just freezes on me. And that makes me mad. Beatmaker 3 is pretty good. The automation is weird, but you know, BM4 is coming out soon. GarageBand, I'm not going to talk about them. And I mean, there's other ones, but AUM is pretty good at what it does. But and then there's Drombo, which Drombo. People would be afraid of Drombo. But Drombo's all in one. It has its own workaround. But anyway, that's the video. Let me know what you think. And peace.